if you woke up tomorrow morning to find out that an entire city on the American map never actually existed? Imagine. You are reading about an old American town on the internet. There are photos of that town. The names of its residents exist. Old newspapers are available. Even some people claim that their grandparents used to live there. But when you look at the government records, you find absolutely no trace of that city's existence. No official records. No municipality. No census. Nothing. It is as if someone completely erased the entire city from the pages of history. And the strangest part, many of those who went out looking for that town never returned. This is the story of an American mystery that is still debated today. And by the time you reach the end of this story, you won't be able to understand what the real scary thing is. That city, or the truth hidden behind it. The year is 1978. There was a young American journalist, Daniel Harper. Daniel was one of those journalists who was never satisfied with ordinary news. He loved mysteries, events that had no clear answers. One day, he received a strange envelope at his office. The envelope had neither the sender's name nor an address. Inside, there was just an old photograph. The picture showed a small American town, a main street, a few shops, a church, and a board placed above the road. Written on that board was, "Welcome to Ashcroft." Daniel had never heard this name before. He thought it must be just an ordinary town, but a line written on the back of the photograph triggered his curiosity. It read, "Do not try to find this town." The more a human being is forbidden from doing something, the more their curiosity grows. The same thing happened to Daniel. The very next day, he started scouring American maps, but nowhere did he find any town named Ashcroft. He checked state government records. He found nothing. He looked through old documents and libraries. Still nothing, as if such a town had never existed. Most people would have stopped right there, but Daniel did not stop. He began to examine the photograph very closely. On the signboard of a shop, a partial phone number was visible. Based on that number, he tried to estimate the region. After days of hard work, he felt that the picture might belong to the northwestern part of America. A few weeks later, he got his first clue. An elderly man contacted him. The man's name was Joseph Miller. As soon as Joseph saw the picture, he said, "I know this place." Daniel's heart skipped a beat. Joseph told him that when he was a child, his father used to mention Ashcroft from time to time, but he always gave a single warning. "Don't ask too many questions about that place." Daniel asked, "Why?" Joseph remained silent for a few seconds. Then he spoke. Because the people who went there returned changed. This matter was no longer just about a lost city. Human stories were now entangled with it. Daniel decided that he would uncover the truth, no matter what. Over the next 3 months, he spoke to dozens of people. Some said they had heard the name of Ashcroft. Some said it was just a rumor. But one thing was common in every single story. Whoever talked about that place would become deeply uncomfortable, as if they were terrified of something. Then Daniel found an old diary. The diary was from 1954. It contained the notes of a truck driver. On one page, it was written, "Today I reached that town by mistake. I spent the night there. When I woke up in the morning, I felt that something was horribly wrong." Daniel quickly flipped to the next page, but many of the following pages had been torn out. Only the very last line remained. "I wish I had never gone there." By now, Daniel was completely consumed by this mystery. He took a leave of absence from his job, picked up his camera, and set out in search of that town. The journey was not easy. The areas his clues pointed toward had dense forests, mountains, and miles upon miles of barren, isolated land. For 3 days, he found nothing, not even on the 4th day. On the 5th day, he began to feel that maybe he was traveling in the wrong direction.
I knew it was
Just
real.
then, he spotted an old, rusted road sign. A few letters on it had faded away, but one word could still be read. Ash. Daniel's heart began to pound violently. He moved further down that path. About an hour later, amidst the trees, he saw something. The top of a church spire, then a few houses, then a road, and then that board. "Welcome to Ashcroft." The town actually existed, but something was strange, very strange. The town was not empty. There were people there, but there was absolutely no sound. No children were playing. No one was laughing. No one was talking. People were just staring at him. Silently, Daniel turned on his camera and walked deeper into the town. He felt that the further he went, the heavier the atmosphere became. An old woman approached him. She said in a low, hushed voice, "You shouldn't have come here." Daniel asked, "Why?" The woman didn't answer. She simply turned around and walked away. That night, Daniel took a room in an old motel in the town. He wanted to review the entire day's footage on his camera, but there was something bizarre about the recording. In the video, there were roads, there were buildings, but there were no people. The people he had met throughout the day were not visible in the video at all. His hands began to tremble. Was the camera broken, or was it something else? Around 2 o'clock in the morning, he heard the sound of footsteps outside his room. Slowly, one after another, as if dozens of people were walking outside. He peeked out of the window, and what he saw froze the blood in his veins. The entire town was standing on the street, hundreds of people, completely still, and every single one of them was staring directly up at his window.